Okay, hello everybody. Does my sound fine? You can hear me? Okay. So I will talk about translating video documentation. Uh, First introduction. I'm a dinosaur. I've been using computer from the 1980s, starting from programmer and then turns into security consultant. But actually, I don't use Fedora on my daily activity. I use Debian and Ubuntu. But since I like to translate everything, then at last I'm involved into Fedora. So I'm currently GNOME Indonesian Translation Coordinator, and I also active in translating LibreOffice and so many others, because sometimes I have uh, too much free time, so I do translation on my free time. Okay, and let's talk about Indonesian. Indonesia is situated around between Australia and China, right here. The red box. It's quite wide. I think between the easternmost and westmost Indonesia is roughly as long as United States. We have around 270 million people in Indonesia right now, and around 210 million of them speak Indonesian, and then we have so many local languages. Uh, the most the biggest ones Japanese in this area, and then Sundanese in this area, and Madura is right here. Minang is around here. Bugis is around here. So many languages, and so why do we need to translate? Because from this many people in Indonesia, although we in our curriculum we have English language, but I think it's not sufficient to really understand or use English in everyday task. So we need to translate many software into Indonesian. One thing about Indonesians, I think the translation setup is have a small problem. I think I need to discuss with someone who has access to weblet, because right now Indonesian has been set up as having one plural form. But actually the correct one is we have two plural forms. I don't know if it's possible to reconfig weblet to get the proper setting. Okay, and then next slide. So main question is why? Why translate? I have answered that because there are so many millions Indonesian computer user, and they have problem with English, so we need to translate. And then why translate Fedora? It's because I myself I don't use Fedora, but sometimes when actually I start from GNOME. So in GNOME we have sections in the localization of GNOME. One section called free desktop, and the modules in there refer to outside sites, and several of them lead to Fedora translation site. So because I translate GNOME, when I want to translate several modules, I was transferred into Fedora translation website, and then from those modules, I see there are so many other Fedora specific modules and which has not adequately translated, and I have time, so I think let's translate them too. So that's the story why I involved into Fedora document translation. Actually, which one is what was I talk about? What is the Fedora documentation? You can see in this page, Docs Fedora project. This is for Fedora 34. There are three main documents here: Fedora release notes, installation guide, and system administration guide. Each of them are quite big document. So it's already translated into so many languages. And Indonesian translation is like this. It's actually it's not finished yet, but the significant part of it is already done. So let's see. Actually, Xian asked me to do this presentation. At the time, I thought, why should I do this kind of presentation? What's so special with my our experience? And he answered with actually it's starting a long time ago. If you can see, in 18 July, he posted about that Indonesian translation reached the top number for the documentation, and it's still the top number for in January. Actually, I saw that those posting, but didn't think it's so special. But then maybe it can help other people to if Indonesian can do that, why not the other language? Everyone can also do something like that too. Yeah? So if you see the history, I think that number reached because the Indonesian translation has significant activities in this the last year, yeah? April, May, and then maybe around December. We have several significant string translation done at the time. So let me share with you how we do that. First, right now we use WebPage. It's a web based, but if you try to translate with it, it's for several instances it's good, it's adequate. But if you want to go faster, you can try the offline tool like QEdit or GTranslator or Localize, because you can do navigation quicker. Maybe this the problem with bandwidth in Indonesia. We don't have big bandwidth, so if we click to the next section or something, we usually takes time. But if we download the translation file and doing it offline, and everything will be much smoother. The other thing is that if we do translation edit offline, we can use the translation memory that has been filled up with the translation from other project. So sometimes the content, the string is quite similar, and these programs will offer partial translation to the current string we trying to translate, and we just copy if the strings are identical, and we can edit and type only a few words, few characters to correct the similar translation. So that's the first tips. How do we reach the translation speed? The second one is that Fedora release 3 kinds of document every version, every releases. They are system administration guide, installation guide, and release notes. So there are release note 434, there are release note 433, and so on. And usually between releases, the system administration guide and installation guide has many strings that exact identical between releases. So if you know how to do it, you can copy between releases. Even the rest is maybe 80-90% is identical, and the rest maybe not. They maybe only has only small change, so you can still use the previous version of the strings as a starting point and just edit the several words in the new release. So if you do the copy between releases, then you can complete the new version, the system extension guide, installation guide, and release note for the new version very quickly. So how do you find which string that can be processed like that? if we go to the any modules at the starting page, yeah, please check this status. Failed check inconsistent. If you have many string with status like that, then you have what do you call it? You can do many string transition very quickly. So if, for instance, this module has 149 strings, and you see 149 strings fail check inconsistent, then you practically you can copy process every strings, and within a few seconds you can finish the translation. What do I mean? Let's see the detail here. In this screen, you can see that for this module is specific for Fedora installation guide for version 34. The string is exactly same to the version 29, 33, 31, but while the string in the previous version has been translated, this one is not yet. So we can copy easily by clicking this button, and then in the bottom we can there is a button to do the copy. But if we do this using the webkit, you need to go. You need to navigate to every string. You have to do so many clicks. The faster way to do it is to doing this. We back to the main page of the translation. We download translation from the. For instance, we need to, if we want to translate the Fedora 34, while it is not translated yet, but the Fedora 33 is already fully translated, then we go to the Fedora 33, to the files, download translation, and then we come back to the Fedora 34 and upload translation. Then voila, every string that is those are identical between those versions will be automatically translated. Please try this. In this by this way, you can finish translation of the various version of Fedora documentation quickly. So that's the main secret. I don't know if it's secret or not. Yeah. The main secret why I can do this quickly. On the other hand, if Indonesian team is can do that quickly, why not copy them? Because actually we are not a team. I do transition alone, but fortunately not anymore. Within the last months, we have new translator, and I hope in the future we will be more productive. Okay, so what else? Actually, I want to close my presentation with several questions, idea or question. Yeah, but maybe it's only appropriate for the new teams. I mean that for those languages that not have translation level quite complete. Maybe this is only an idea. I need some feedback. Oh, which part of distro we need to do translated? I think we agree that command line maybe don't need translation. What about the graphical user interface? Do we need to translate menu, dialog, shortcut, and everything? What if we only translate the documentation, but not translate the user interface itself? It's an idea, because it can be more useful, because sometimes when we usually when we search for help, when we search the string based on the translation, maybe we cannot get the proper help out there. But if we still refer to the original menu, original dialog, I think the search will be more helpful. Will get more results. Okay, but the problem is that when we start with translating the user guide or help, after we already finish them, then what to do next? We do translate the UI, and the I think the main problem is how do we call the language of that translation that only translate the help, the guide, not the UI. So I think maybe it's a crazy idea, but that's the I have been thinking lately. Maybe that we do this thing wrong, because maybe some of you have read about the Wireshark. They have a special notes in translating Wireshark that they suggested you please do not translate please do not translate Wireshark menus, because it's like shooting yourself on the foot or something. Please see search the Wireshark translation problem. Okay, so that's I close my presentation. I think I have to say thank you for Jan and everyone that suggest me to presentation. And do we have any question? Do I have any question here? No. No. So how do we proceed? You should read the log. We ask question. Which one? Sorry. Chat, because in QA tab I don't see any question written there. Okay. Which one? From. Do you download all files manually from webpage and push everything back? No. I choose only several files with potentially quicker to process offline. So if you see the if you see the my presentation in which I don't remember which page. When you see what what the keyword, what is the keyword? Yes, this one. Inconsistent. Fail check inconsistent. If you have this number big compared to the total number string, then you definitely need to download the file from the previous version and upload to the newest version. Okay, that's the first question. The second, can you mark expecting on something on web plate? I don't know. Actually, it's I think it's in GNOME we have different workflow because we use web, but not to the web does not facilitate string by string translation, but it only provide module based. So every translator will mark this module or that module, that this module is being translated by whom. So in that case, we can avoid duplication. Oh, I mean, this is about when mixing between offline and online, right? Now at the time we don't have that problem because I do transition alone. But right now maybe we have to coordinate. Okay, the other question. What else? Is there any question that I haven't answered yet? Okay, the regional languages. Yeah? Uh, there are hundreds of languages in Indonesia, and I don't think no. We are fortunate in Indonesia that most people can speak Indonesian language, although they also use the regional language. So we choose to translate the common language, Indonesian. By that, with one word, we can support most Indonesian people. Because I have tried to translate not only from English to Indonesian, but to Japanese, to Sundanese, and I got frustrated because, like for instance, Japanese and Sundanese, they don't have sufficient terms for technical terms. So it's I got stuck so many times. Thank you. I think it's my time is up. Thank you, everyone. I hope it is useful for anyone listening.